Open up your YouTube app on any given day and these are the images you're likely to see. Black people fighting. Ratchet culture rises quickly to the top of the algorithm because people love drama and apparently they love toxicity. But why is that? Why is it more profitable, more clickable, more viral to highlight the worst of Black culture rather than the best of Black culture? So about a week ago, one of my viewers came across one of my videos. It was the video about the Uber Eats driver who confronted the woman who lied about not receiving her food. And after watching that video, the viewer wrote 8 words. Do you ever do any positive Black videos? Well, days later, another viewer by the name of Tia N. Watson wrote, "You are part of the problem, doing your part to make us look bad as a whole, all for your content. Crazy part is you convince yourself otherwise. Shame." What the people who wrote those comments fail to understand is that the problem they complain about, they're a major part of it. They are a major part of the ecosystem that drives YouTube. When they watch a video like mine and they choose to engage with it, be it positive or negative, it signals to the YouTube machinery that this is the kind of content that they like. Whether they're saying something positive or negative, YouTube doesn't know the difference. It's all engagement. And that's what YouTube wants, engagement. If those individuals weren't interested in the slightest, they wouldn't watch it and they certainly would not comment. So if the question is why do so many YouTubers focus on negative Black content, well, the answer is twofold. Number one, it's incredibly difficult to ignore a group of people who choose to act like nincompoops on a daily basis. Whether they're fighting in a Popeye's chicken restaurant, fighting at a gas station, wearing something provocative, incredibly skimpy to their children's graduation ceremony, or fighting over hair in a beauty supply store's parking lot. It happens every single day and it is very hard to ignore. And as content creators, we shouldn't ignore that type of behavior because it's just not acceptable. Secondly, I, like millions of other YouTubers, am running a business. And in the content creation space, you focus on what gets eyeballs, what people show an interest in. Basically, you focus on what sells. 9 months ago, I did an incredible interview with a Chicago teacher who is making a significant difference in the lives of his inner city students. In that interview, he talked about the many problems that the system was facing, what teachers were going through, and offered up some incredible solutions to those problems. Do you know how many views that video got? To date, 28,000 views. A few months ago, I did another video where I thanked the people of Cincinnati for fighting back against some white supremacists who would come into their area causing problems. Do you know how many views that video got? Under 10,000. Now compare that to my Carnival Cruise video, which I released, about 3 weeks ago, which is now sitting at 287,000 views, or my Even Black People Are Fed Up with Black People video, which was released, a month ago, that has over 500,000 views? You see a trend? The people are showing me, telling me explicitly what they want to watch, what they want to see. Take it away from me for a second and take it away from YouTubers and other content creators. Let's just say you are running a business like McDonald's. So McDonald's is world renowned for its French fries. Let's say there are a few people who walked inside of McDonald's and said, you know what? I like your fries, but the fries are a little too unhealthy. We want you to have different options and we want baked cauliflower. So McDonald's says, okay, I guess we could introduce that since there seems to be some sort of interest in that. And then they introduce baked cauliflower on their menu. But 99.8% of the people keep coming for French fries. Do you think McDonald's is going to keep cauliflower on the menu? No, because the people don't have an appetite for it. They don't want it. And sometimes the people who even say they want that alternative, they want that option, don't order it themselves. So if little to no one is ordering the baked cauliflower off the menu, guess what McDonald's is going to do? It's going to revert to putting all of its attention into selling those French fries because that's what sells. And guess what, kiddies? That's business. Bringing it back to YouTubers, if a video gets 3 million views and another video that's a related topic gets 4 million views or 2 million views, people are going to focus on that. That's not just content creation, that's content strategy. The news is no different. There's a reason why ABC News and NBC Nightly News and CBS News lead with their hardest news, their most controversial news, the things that are going to get people upset, the things that are going to make people think and talk. There's a reason why they're not leading the evening news with the panda that gave birth at the zoo. If they did that, you would say, what is wrong with the news? They've fallen off. Now, I'm not going to pretend for 1 second that there aren't content creators out there who are leaning into those stereotypes under the guise of keeping it real. There are tons of content creators out there who give a more balanced take and try to add more nuance to their social commentary. And guess what? I happen to be one of them. If it were merely about the money, nothing else but the money, I know what to do to make money. I know what stereotypes to lean into week after week. As a matter of fact, I would have 20 videos going out a week leaning into that stereotype or those stereotypes. I know how to go viral viral. I know what to say. I could be inflammatory and provocative. I could do all that stuff. I choose not to do that. So it really irritates me when people say, oh, you're just in it for the money. Well, I'm running a business and I don't know anybody who's in business not to make money, but not at the expense of just hurting people's feelings. Another thing people need to understand is that nuance does not go viral. I'm living proof of that. And a lot of you viewers don't want nuance. You say you want nuance, but you don't. And the problem for me is that a lot of viewers don't want to take responsibility. It's so easy to just blame the content creator. You're just out here trying to do this for money. You're just doing this to hurt people. Yeah. But you're tuning in. And for those of you who are unfamiliar, because I know YouTube is still a pretty new platform for a lot of people, YouTube rewards one thing: engagement. It's trying to get its sponsors in the front of eyeballs. And if you ain't watching, if you're clicking off, you have no interest, they're not running any ads on that video. Okay? So if you don't like the video, don't watch. But don't come on your high horse after clicking on the video, sitting there watching 25 minutes of it, and then spew off like, oh, this was a disgusting video, and you're just focused on bringing down the community. Why aren't you clicking? Why aren't you watching those videos that are talking about those things? There are tons of videos out there that talk about some great things. And by the way, I want you all to stay put for part 2 of this video, because it's going to be a bit of a social experiment. Nuanced content about Black culture gets lost. That's the reality. It gets lost. So if I posted a video that said 4 inner city Black boys start business and are thriving, y'all ain't clicking on that. But if I post a video of 4 little Black boys looking real rough and smoking marijuana and looking directly into the camera, if I post a video like that and I say these kids are lost, you're clicking on that. And just as there's no nuance in the Black community, y'all don't look for nuance in the white community either. Because if I said something like white community in Louisiana thriving after hurricane damage, y'all ain't clicking on that. Even though that might have been the most brilliant video ever, you're not clicking on that. But if I say 4 white people act like Karens, or these Karens, or something like that in a community, you're clicking on that. So stop it. So for me, for all the folks who are complaining, it's quite simple. If you want baked cauliflower, you have to order it. I want you all to stay tuned for the part 2 of this video, and I'm going to be very curious to see who watches. In the meantime, please follow me on my blog, ThisBahamianGyal.com. Follow me on podcast, Apple, Spotify, iHeartRadio. Follow me on Instagram at ThisBahamianGyal as well. Drop your comments down below. I'd love to hear from you all. I'd love to hear from content creators too, because I know we all watch each other, which is a great thing. But drop your comments down below. How do you cope, content creators who are going to come across this, whether you're on YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, wherever you are? How do you deal with when people are saying, oh, you're part of the problem? Some of us are problematic, I agree, but not all of us. I think some of us out here, and I'm going to put myself in that category, are out here really just trying to have some great conversations. But tell me how you feel, and for the viewers, why do you choose to watch something that you know? And before I go, let me say this. I did a BBL video that's very popular about a year ago. It has over 2.3 million views, I believe, right? Just a funny take on this crazy BBL trend. And you'd be surprised how many people would come. An overwhelming majority of the people agreed with the video, but the people who would come to say, oh, you're body shaming these women who were already ashamed of their bodies because they went and they changed it up in such a drastic way. But they'd watch the whole video, and then leave their comment. To me, Rogan doesn't go through YouTube watching anything that she has zero interest in, unless I'm going to watch something with an open mind. Because you can't just watch things that you always agree with, right? And I guess that's the case here. But if you're not going to be open-minded about certain stuff, you're just coming on it to hate. What's the point? Why are you wasting your time like that? Here's an idea. Start your own YouTube channel. I'm not being facetious here. Start your own YouTube channel and call it the Positive Black News Channel. And all you run is positive Black news. And that's honestly, like, fill that void. If you say there's not enough positive videos or, commentary surrounding Black culture, then start that. That's a business idea. Okay? I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye. Toodles.